What's up? What's up, world? Welcome back to Bitcoin and Bourbon with your two favorite hosts in the world. I'm Bitcoin Block, aka Crypto Jones.
Y'all know who I am. Coach MJ, aka Marty the Sap Stacker.
And today, right, we're gonna get right into it, right? We gonna talk about it. We got to, people. We gotta talk about it today because my big bro, he wanna talk about the dips today, right? And I just wanna lay y'all a little foundation of why Bitcoin is not money. So, wanna get right into it, OG?
Yeah. So Bitcoin corrected back down to actually 108.7 a couple days ago, and just last week we were at 118. And so I said in an episode previously that Bitcoin is the gift that keeps on giving. And you know, these opportunities to buy at these prices, they're not going to stay around here much longer. You actually got YouTubers that have been in the Bitcoin space for a long time, just as long as I have. They sound panicked. And it's funny because, you know, I thought they knew Bitcoin, but I don't know. The cycle's still going to rip towards the end of the year. It's still going to rip. And we've seen this from Bitcoin in every cycle, every 4 years, where September is always typically a bad month for whatever reason. I don't know why. Who cares? And then October, November, December, it just rips. And the only thing I think that's going to change, the only thing I think that's going to be different with Bitcoin this time is that I think typically after December, we go into a Bitcoin winter, crypto winter. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think the cycles are different. I believe we're going to go well into Q1. So January, February, we're still going to see it pumping, possibly into March as well. So
big pump.
That's my takeaway from what I witnessed this week. And you know, I love these dips. We understand what we hold. So you know, whether Bitcoin is up, it's great. If it's down, it's great. We're not looking at this to get rich today, tomorrow, next week, next month. We understand that to create wealth, you got to think long term, decade to decade, actually. And so, you know, I'm not necessarily looking decade to decade, but I am looking towards 2030 for the whole monetary system to be totally different. And Bitcoin and other projects like Solana and XRP and Ethereum and Ondo, Sui, you know, they're going to be leading the way. Cardano, there's so many to name. I don't want to start naming because you'll forget. There's so many great projects out there. So many tremendous projects.
C-Back, my favorite right now.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. It's funny to see people. And here's the thing. I said this on Sats on Saturday. People don't understand how much the whales, the big boys, people that are centimillionaires, billionaires, you don't know how much they love the volatility of Bitcoin. Because before it ramped to 118 last week, it was around 109, 110. So you got whales, you got people who own a lot of Bitcoin, let's say 5,000 Bitcoin, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to keep 4,000 over here, I'm not touching that, but I'm going to play with these 1,000 coins that I have. And these same centimillionaires, billionaires, bought in at 109, watched it run up to 118, sold off right there, all right, making 8, 9, 10,000 per coin. All right, they got 1,000 of them, so they're close to they made $9 million. All right, they bought back in. I freaking guarantee you, they bought back in at this price right now, and they're gonna sell those same 1,000 coins when Bitcoin runs back to 120, 121. All right, I know there's billionaires out there that have made close to $100 million trading Bitcoin this year.
Period.
I know it. And so when that train has left the station, it's not coming back. But we want to keep stacking sats. So that in 2030, you know, we can play a little bit like those billionaires, man, and trade a little bit of our coin back and forth. But for now, we just stacking and hodling.
When he speak of dips, right? This is what I want people to understand too. Like when you first start out buying Bitcoin, when you first start off investing, period, your first mindset gotta be willing to invest anything that you can stand to lose. Not saying you're gonna lose it, but that way you can take your emotions out of it, because a lot of people that I try to orange people, they get emotional with currency, and emotions and currency go together. So it's like, that's what they do. They drop the ticket on the price to make us as everyday retailers to get out of this space. Because technically we are not supposed to be here right now. We're supposed to be here in 2030. So it's like, when you know what you hold as an asset, right, you buy. Like, and Warren Buffett say this all the time, when there's blood in the streets, that's when you buy. I tell people that all the time, and it's not in a braggadocious way, it's just more like, I'm accustomed to getting rid of cash. My mindset now is, cash is so trash, but what you do when you throw trash away? You just forget about it. Me, I took that mindset and put it into assets. Like, as quick as I get cash, I get rid of it so fast, because I know it, I literally, assets. And I want people to adopt that, because stop looking at the price. If you only, for this, if you in this space only for the money, the monetary and the price, you in the wrong, you go play the lottery. This is not a get rich overnight. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is for you. When people say
this is a preserve the money you got scheme. Okay, that's what this is.
You beat inflation.
Preserve what you already have. So if you have $25,000 saved up in your bank account. So here's the scary thing about inflation. Inflation, you don't see it. Okay, it's like electricity running through your house. You don't see the electricity, but put your finger in one of these outlets, and best believe you gonna understand what electricity is all about. And inflation is scary, just like that electrical current that you can't see is scary. So is inflation. It's scary because you don't see it. That $25,000 you think you have, it's not. It don't spend like $25,000. Okay, they spend more like $23,000 because of money printing. Guys, like, people gotta take some time. Like everybody go to work and they spend 8 hours, 10 hours, some 12 hours of their day to go to make money. And we have a system that's robbing you of your money via taxation and inflation. And if you're not going to take the time to have a better understanding of what our monetary system is, how it works, your best bet is to understand what Bitcoin is and why it is. Okay? So I understand from both sides, which is why we have such a deep conviction about the stuff that we talk about. I tell people all the time, you're not going to get any better at things you don't spend or put time towards. How many people put time towards understanding money? See, people think, well, I go to work and I go to make money. That's not understanding money. Going to work and making money and understanding how to keep it and grow it, those are two different things. Two totally different things.
A lot of people don't know they trade their time for dirty money. People, when you go to work, right, if you ain't doing nothing with the fiat that they give you, because I said this in one of my episodes where I was telling people we are getting paid in other people's debt. We are getting paid in inflation. Only way to beat inflation is deflationary assets. Like, that's the only way you can beat inflation, because as time progresses, people, like, the money that we make at our job it's gonna feel like we working for nothing. For real. Because how can I explain this? If you trade your time for something if you trade your time for fiat, you basically trade your time for nothing. You're gonna continue to keep working and working and working. Then after working, you start complaining, because you didn't take the time out to understand truly what money is, people. Once you understand that it's a system, everything is a system, everything is a cycle, everything flows together. Nothing is working against each other. Everything works together. It's just for you to understand what deflationary is, you got to get out of the inflationary mindset. Jordans, Louis, those are inflationary mindsets, people. You will always be stuck like a gerbil. Most gerbils think they can just go somewhere. A gerbil will run on a Ferris wheel all day just to get the Krogers, and he will never make it to Krogers. That's what we telling you right now, people. It don't gotta be $1,000, $4,000. Right now, you can get on your phone. I just told people, Kraken giving you $75 free Bitcoin for signing up. Coinbase, Cash App matching you. Cash App, they matching you. Cash App telling you, if you put $10 into Bitcoin, we will match you. People, what are you waiting for? This is not an asset where that's, even if you just put $10 into Bitcoin and decided not to put nothing else into it, you got off zero. That's what we want. But our podcast, we is intended for you, once you get off zero, we put you in a mindset where you don't keep a zero mindset. Most people think, okay, I just put money in it and I walk away. That ain't how you invest, people. That ain't investing. You just hoping. You just putting something in there like Harry Potter. Hope I can put these mixes together and make something. People, you gotta be convicted to win it. When we go to work, we lose it. Only if you are taking fiat, put it into deflationary assets. If you're not investing nothing and just spending everything, where you gonna be at 2030? That's our thing, people. Get off zero. Period. And I want people to understand this too. Bitcoin is not money. I can't stress, because it's like, even like when I first, like I said, he the one that put me in a mindset where it's like, man, because I blew a lot of Bitcoins thinking, this money had to come back. No. Bitcoin is not money. Bitcoin is energy. Bitcoin is life. Bitcoin is time. People, energy, time, life. That's what Bitcoin is.
Energy, time, life. It's so much more. And a lot of people quickly forget why, they don't even know why Bitcoin is in existence today.
Man, gotta tell them.
A lot of people don't understand about what took place in 2008. So we forget about the crisis, the debt bubble that exploded due to the housing crisis in 2008. Global catastrophe. It reached and all over the globe, and people lost homes and people lost jobs, all because the government and the big bankers got greedy, issuing loans to people who had no business getting home loans, issuing loans with virtually no documentation, no doc loans, okay? And the government and these big bankers were making money hand over fist. They knew these people couldn't afford these loans. Man, they were putting them in these balloon loan payments that, after 5 years, their payment would increase $300-$400. Man, it was crazy, man. And people were actually out there, making these loans. So there was some culpability on both ends. But I digress. What took place after that is when Satoshi Nakamoto created this thing called Bitcoin. I don't know if Satoshi is an individual. I don't know if Satoshi is a group of developers. But they created a global monetary system that is decentralized and a network of computers that is the best to date. And they gave it to the world free. They weren't out there bragging, boasting, look, this is what I created. I created this. They gave it to the world, stayed anonymous, and they let the free market decide whether they would use it or not. Okay? Now, of course, back then when it was created in 2008, Bitcoin was pennies, cents. Since then, it's at $109,000.
And speaking of that, before I go any further, right? What asset in 17 years? Just people. Like, I don't mean it with my brother, but this asset only been around 17 years.
And for 17 years, you've had people that said Bitcoin's gonna crash and go to zero.
Remember those people said Bitcoin never get to 10,000?
I was speaking with a young lady. We were working out in the gym, and she was telling me, amazing person. She was telling me that a prophet told her that Bitcoin was going to go to was gonna go to zero.
Profit?
And I said, I don't believe that. And then so when I went home, I was like, I wanted to say more, but I didn't. But I'll say this: if you got a prophet that ever tells you that Bitcoin is going to zero, there's a lot of false prophets out here in the world. All right, the Bible speaks to this. There's a lot of false prophets. If he or she is not a false prophet, then they don't understand the Bible and they don't understand money. Okay, because the Bible talks about just weights and measures, and it talks about theft, and inflation is theft. All right, our monetary system is stealing from us. All right, the Bible speaks to this. So if you got a prophet, a pastor, anybody that tell you that Bitcoin is going to zero, you need to go to a different church because or speak to a different prophet. And I'm not being funny, because here's the thing: the Bible says, "Study to show thyself approved." And people will I'm sorry to get off on this for a second, but people will blindly follow and listen to pastors, preachers, and things of that nature. Well, guess what? Because they believe, they're the man of God, the woman of God. Well, God speaks to you too. The veil was removed when Jesus died on the cross. We didn't have to go to an intermediary. We didn't have to go to a priest to speak to God. All right. When the veil was removed, you can talk to God directly. Just like I can talk to God. Just like he can talk to God. Just like a pastor can talk to God. All right. So
only thing going to zero is cash.
Yeah, that's going to zero.
That's going to zero. So, if it ain't already at zero. That is
going to zero. Because if you look back through history and time, every fiat currency, and you got to understand, I'm not going to even tell them what turned. Actually, I got a question for you guys. Drop it in the chat. Why is our money considered a fiat currency? Why is it a fiat currency? All right? Why? If you could explain that to me, anybody, can anybody explain why our money is called a fiat currency? And while we're waiting for an answer, let me explain to you what happens to all fiat currencies since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time, every fiat currency has always failed. Every last one of them. You know why? Because the centralized authorities, all right, they've always found a way to debase the currency. Back in the day, they would take the silver and gold coins and they would clip the edges off to debase it. Today, we print it to debase it. Human greed, human stupidity, okay, and I say stupidity because we made some fiscally irresponsible decisions over the years that's got our country, if you watch it from the United States of America, over $37 trillion in debt.
See what I'm saying?
Over $37 trillion in debt. And here go the funny thing, all right? You, ma'am, you, sir, who go to work and look at your paycheck and see that taxes come out for Medicaid and Medicare, taxes come out for Social Security. Well, we print money to pay for the same things you're being taxed for. Make that make sense to me. Why are we getting taxed? Why do we have to print money to pay for the stuff that we're already being taxed for?
Man, it's a Ponzi scheme.
Come on, man. Come on. Somebody answer that question for me. Why? I'm gonna ask it again. Why are we being taxed? Why are we being taxed for the same things they're printing money for? Do one or do the other. You taking our tax money out every other week, every week on our pay period. So why are you printing money to pay for these things as well? If that don't tell you anything, then there's nothing else I can explain to you that will help you understand Bitcoin better.
And another thing, right? They could turn a printer on right now and magically print 34 trillion. So ask yourself that. I was one of those people like, hold on, if we could print money, how come we ain't paid to get out of debt? Because it's a smoke and mirrors, people. People, ask yourself this. This is how cruel. I ain't gonna go. I'm gonna just say the higher powers is. They print money, magic money. The higher powers never place value on it. We place value on money. Why do you think people die over money? Why? People steal, kill. Why? because it was set in place that way, people. Once the average person, if you was to take 1 million people and put them in the room and give them $1 million and came back in 5 years, you know how many of those 1 million people that you gave that $1 million to will be broke because they gave that money right back? You know how many? 97%, if not more. Only because you gotta learn what money, and like I don't brag, people. I know what money is. This man and myself. Because he made it simple. At the end, it's like when you look at a magician, when a magician do this, and he pulls something out of that, that's money. A magician can pull a rabbit out of a hat. That's the same thing they do with money. That's the same. But you can't do that with deflationary assets. Deflationary assets, scarce assets, or assets that they will, once they are gone, people, they gone. They gone. You gotta consider yourself an asset and stop considering yourself a liability. That's all I'm saying, people. They printing money. And they about to turn these printers on so, oh my God.
They about to run it. Today we in Cincinnati, it's hot outside.
They about to run like
they about to run this thing so hot, because the plan is to grow out. We gotta produce more goods and services, receipts. So they want to pump liquidity in the system, so businesses start to grow and hire and things of that nature. It's gonna be so much money printed, and it's crazy because what's gonna happen? The smart money. When the funny money is pumped into the system, the monopoly money is pumped into the system, the good money is going to exit the system. The good money is going to exit the system. What are you talking about, Coach MJ? You asked a question, so I'm going to give you a good answer. Have you guys ever heard of Gresham's Law? All right. Sir Thomas Gresham, he was a English, I think 16th century English financier. And his law says that when you have two types of currency in the system, the weaker one, all right, will flush out the stronger one. So the weak currency will remain, but the good money, all right, will go away. So the bad money is going to chase the good money out of the system. And what that means is, in simple, plain English, is that all this funny money is going to make people, the smart money, buy more gold, silver, Bitcoin, real estate, hard assets.
Hard assets. Okay.
So it's gonna chase all the good money out of the system, and then we gonna keep hoarding our assets while people holding on cash underneath their mattress or in a pocket, walking around with wads in their pocket, or in a savings account.
Man, I was like that, people. I was to the point. I used to be like that. And I gotta speak on that because I was one of those guys where I will have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000 cash on me, and really thought I was doing something, and the whole time I was looking like a clown. I was looking like a clown, holding funny money that don't mean nothing, people.
Crazy, man.
We want y'all to stop putting value on nothing and start placing value on something, which is you. You are the biggest asset, period. The moment you wake up, you become an asset if you look at yourself like that, because it's the time. Time is something we can't get back, people. We will never be able to get time back. Only thing we get back is fiat. You don't want fiat back. People like, and I say this to say this. He always say this. If we could print 1 million of views, how valuable would you be? That's what money is, people. Most people look at it like, well, 1 million of these, I can get a lot done. We're not talking about it in that time, people. We're talking about how valuable are you if we could print, if it was 1 million Bitcoin blocks and 1 million Marty Sash stackers, how valuable would we be?
Yeah.
How valuable would we be? Yeah. People, we want to place value on you. We place a value on your thoughts. We don't like, and I say this person, we care because we want you to get on zero. But I care, I'm passionate because I feel like I'm in the world alone sometimes. Like when we cut off these phones, if he sleep, I'm literally either talking to myself or calling a few of my proteges. Because I got 4 proteges that we got testimonials coming, but I just want people to just understand, like, it's here. Can't keep saying it's coming. The switch on. They about to turn this switch on, people. I put up a stat today about the Ondo. People, it's in our face. I went on my ledger just to check something, and my heart just dropped. I'm like, whoa. It say Ondo, tokenized real world ad. You can buy them right now.
Right now. Okay. You know, it's funny because
I like that saying, man.
You know, we here to entertain you all, you know, karaoke style. Man, I can't sing to save my life. Y'all be blasting me if I try to sing. But a secret with me that's not such a secret. I'm cash poor.
I put that up every day.
I'm cash poor, but I'm asset rich. And that's what you want to be. If you look at my checking account, I don't have any money in there. I keep what I need to pay my bills.
Because we are on banks.
Yeah, I'm cash poor, but I'm asset rich. So
I said that, OG, not because I said that one day. Somebody laughed at me. You know what I did? I ain't laugh at them. I laugh with them. I don't mind being a joke of somebody else's because hey, I'm cash poor. For one, you tell an average person that's cash poor, they're not gonna ask you for anything. I appreciate that. I'm asset wealthy. Where I can say this, like I was just telling my brother this. I do things throughout the day where I don't got to. But I do it because ain't nothing like going to work smiling. Ain't nothing like being around people smiling. It ain't a joke. It's because I saw, I conquered what's coming.
I saw, I conquered.
Now, because of my brother, and I really walk into a asset mindset. Like every time I do, even right now, our time is valuable. I no longer look at myself as unvaluable time.
It's crazy because it's funny because I don't. How do I say this? Well, I'm just gonna say it the way it needs to be said. I don't track like how much money I have. I don't do that. I track my net worth. Okay? That's what wealthy people do. They look at their net worth. And when you get to a point in your life where you can pull out your net worth statement and you update that every month, and you're on a whole different level.
I love this, man.
And Bitcoin is one of the things that exploded my net worth. Now, see, the first thing I ever got into was silver. That was the first asset I ever bought. And then I started buying real estate. But when I discovered Bitcoin and crypto, ooh-wee, and I was able to compare the three assets that I held. I held them. I could compare them side by side. I'm like, man, this freaking Bitcoin stuff is just lapping the silver and real estate. Like so this. It made me go deeper down into the rabbit hole to understand it more and more and more and more. And once you start going down the hole, you just keep on digging because you just get fascinated and say, wow. Right. And the beautiful thing about when you get to a certain point with your net worth is, like, it's crazy because, like, I looked at my wallet and I just updated my net worth statement for this month. And I seen my net worth grow by $50,000. And then I looked in 1 month. But here's the funny thing is because Bitcoin is so, I'll tell it to you both ways. I know if I was to do it today because of this pullback in Bitcoin,
I'm down right now.
My net worth would be down by like $30,000-$40,000.
That's crazy.
Somewhere around there.
That's
but,
what I'm down.
But it's fun. It's like a roller coaster. I'll just think about.
And you see what we saying, like when we saying 30K, people, and I learned this. When we say, we're not talking money, we talking percentages, people. Like, I done been down 30K, 60K, 70K. And in a matter of a month, it shot back up to 130, 40, 50K.
Don't bother me,
so it's like, now my mindset like this. The moment I see red, I don't care if it's besides stop signs, I go. Because I'm in an investor's mindset. I'm no longer in a spender's mindset. Like, like for my birthday, my woman trying to buy me all type of liabilities. I say, listen, man, this is what I want. I got a Bitcoin miner. She bought me some Satoshis and this shirt and this hat. I'm simple, people. If you want to gift us, I want Bitcoin. I don't want nothing else but Bitcoin. I'm talking
Bitcoin at 109. It's at 109.4.
So it's like, I want people to understand this. Like, we genuinely love what we do. We love what we say. We love what we give. I'm a person where I'm very passionate. Whoever know me, you know me. I'm passionate, and it's like, I see a better life. Like, to be able to know I can retire by the time I'm 44, like, that's big to me, people. That's big to me, but I got a hustler's mindset where I don't believe in retiring because I'm always going to do something for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I always going to be a person where if you know me, I'm going to give